leading and kerning, I want you to not get too in the weeds here. Leading is called line height in the digital web design space. And then we have kerning, which is the space between the letters in the word, also known as letter spacing. They help make text easier to read and look better. This is a heading with a line height of 90%, and the body here has a line height of 100%. You can also measure it in digits, like a fraction, or in percentages. So headings should be 100 to 120% line height. That's a setting that you set in CSS or in Figma or whatever website building tool you're using. Certain fonts have different ways of displaying it, so you might go and venture outside of those boundaries, but that's the safe zone. Body copy, a little bit more breathing room than headings because there's a lot more text. 120% to 150% line height, or 1 to 1.5. It's in relation to the main body size. Kerning, letter spacing. Here's an example. Look at it. You can see what's bad and what's not. This is too tight, can't read it. It looks bad. This is too spacious and it looks equally as bad. This is nice. Letter spacing is measured in various ways. Pixels, ems, rams, percentage. Like you can measure it any which way. So if you're in Figma, so this is 0% letter spacing. Okay, so that's just leaving it as is. This is 15% letter spacing. You see it's too wide. This is negative 15% in the body and it's too tight. What you might want to do is have tighter kerning in the heading. So that's negative 5% kerning here, or letter spacing. And the body has 0. You can also have loose kerning in the header. There's one more, line length, also known as measure. 45 to 75 characters long, including spaces. That's what you want your block of text to fit on. This is too tight. And over here, it's way too long. Your eye has to track this whole line for any person, but especially if you're dyslexic, like that's going to be a major problem. So look at this. I actually opened up on the Apple website the code, and in this body copy, you can see the line height is 1.381 blah, 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 blah. So you can see it's got a little bit of breathability here, and their width, the line length is a little on the tight side, but it works. It works a little. If it went tighter, it would be too short. And if it was longer, it might feel a little less like a heading or a subheading and more like this large chunk of text. Apple knows what they're doing.